The Extra Point, sponsored by Good Morning Mattress Center.
And welcome to another edition of the Extra Point Show. I'm Austin Greenland.
I'm Michael Rinker. Well, you can smell it in the air tonight, Austin. Fall is here, and that means football is hitting its peak.
That's right. This week we have a good one for our game of the week out in county seat of Coffee County. Elba hosting the Providence Christian Eagles. That is where we take it to our lovely Sylvie Spox. Sylvie, tell us what you know.
Game of the week, sponsored by ENG Care.
Hey sports fans, I'm joining you live from Tiger Stadium where the Elba Tigers just took on the Providence Christian Eagles. Elba, the #1 team in the state in 1A ball, trying to keep that top spot. Providence Christian, on the other hand, out for revenge after suffering a tough loss to the Tigers last season. Here come the Providence Christian Eagles, and how about the home team, the Elba Tigers? Opening drive for Elba. Alvin Henderson takes the snap, runs straight through the hole, makes a couple Eagles miss, and he's in for the Tiger touchdown. The sophomore standout doesn't take long to find the end zone. Later on, 4th and goal, inside the 1, Henderson will flip his way in for another Tiger score. Second quarter now, after exchanging 3 turnovers, it's Elba's ball. Caden Atkins on the carry. He gets on the outside and no one is touching him. That man is gone for the house call. Elba is up 20-0 after this. The Eagles fumble the kickoff return, setting up the Tigers in pretty position, and it'll be Henderson again, taking off for the end zone. He said, "I like it there. I think I'll go again." He's showing off why he is the second-ranked running back in the country for the class of 2025 and #1 in Alabama. First half ends, Elba up 27-0. This one was all Tigers all night. That final score you can see tiny on the scoreboard behind me, 40-7. Elba marking its 600th win in school history. They capitalized on several Providence turnovers. Alvin Henderson ended up with 5 touchdowns tonight here in Tiger Stadium. Next week, they're going to host Red Level. Providence Christian will host Northside Methodist to resume region play. That's it for me in Elba. Sylvie Sparks, back to you in the studio, guys.
Hey, thanks, Sylvie. Now, across the Wiregrass in Headland County, the Abbeville Yellow Jackets take on undefeated Houston Academy.
And this non-region matchup is a first for the Wiregrass. These teams have never met before. So who takes the inaugural matchup? Let's get to it. Here's Raiders taking the sting out of the Yellow Jackets tonight. Quarterback Caden Mitchell hits Rod Jackson. He shakes the defender, and he's going to get all the way down inside the 15 into the 10-yard line. That big play, putting the Raiders in scoring position. Caden rewards Jackson with his own touchdown at this point in the game. Raiders are already up 30-0 as Mr. Jackson scores right there. And later on in this one, H.A. is going to run the ball this time. Nope, it's a play-action fake. And it's Mitchell finding Charlie Knowles. And he'll take it in about 20 yards into the end zone. Not much to see here as the Raiders go on to win 41-0. The score's not in, but we know it 41-zip there, Austin. Well, 2 teams who have also never met. We go to one of the oldest rivalries, I should say, here in the Wiregrass.
That's right. Now, Geneva County taking on the City Boys of Geneva. Ooh, was this one a good one? Panthers hold the all-time series 43-36. And here come the Bulldogs of Geneva County as the Panthers of Geneva coming out. Hey, Caden Hutchins takes the snap, throws it to Jose Martinez, who pitches it to Kenil Prayer. Can we get a pray? Because the good old hook and ladder takes it for a huge game. But later in that drive, Hutchins looks to throw a lost one to a Prayer, who snags it and puts it in the end zone to put the Bulldogs up 6-0. And everybody's having a good time. Bulldog, and yeah, now Geneva now gets a crack with Michael Moore. He gives it over to Kirsten Tolbert. He's swarmed by a bunch of Bulldogs. Hands Geneva shaking it, baking it. And here you go. You know who's shaking it. Our camera guy, that's for sure. Johnson gets to the sideline. Later in that drive, though, Moore gives it to Johnson again, who outruns a couple and plows his way to the end zone. We're at an even 6. Band having a fun time. And eventually, the Panthers of Geneva take over Geneva County. Geneva County's had a rough one, only win 1 of 5 games. Well, the Daleville Warhawks, who you know has been on a 2-game win streak, and if they can win tonight, that's called a winning streak.
Yep, make it a 3-peat. Omarion Pinckney has been the catalyst of Daleville's success this year. Let's see how they fared. Well, here are both teams meeting for the coin toss. Barber County been struggling this season, winless, so it could be good things for Daleville. Omarion Pinckney, he's going to keep the ball, and he's going to take off. Player of the week and showing you why. That is a 50-yard touchdown for the Warhawks, and he's soaring there in the end zone.
Yes,
Cheerleaders
sir.
getting in on, they love it too. and they're rocking here at Warhawk Stadium. Second quarter's 20-0 now. Morgan is going to hand it off, and that is going to be another Daleville touchdown just like that. It is now 20-0, I should say. Now let's go to the second quarter, and it's Omarion Pinckney showing us why he is so talented as he weaves through the tacklers, and he's going to break that pile up right there, and he's going to get in for another Daleville touchdown. And that would be 27-0. Here it is to Leonardo Wynn on the handoff, and he's going to go right up the gut, make one man miss, and he's off to the races. That's a 55-yard touchdown, the second big run of the night for Daleville, and he got in. It's 34-0 at this point, and Barber trying to get back into it here. Deep pass is going to be picked off by Brian Glosson, and that'll basically put an end to this one. Daleville, 3 straight wins. They're at 3-3 now, winning 53-0 tonight.
How about that? Guess what? Coming up, coming up to show you, including Dothan hosted Baker. Hey, by the way, Daleville, that's the first time they've had 3 wins since the beginning of the 2018 season.
Yes, huge win right now.
Yeah.
All right, and then we also have Dale County and hosting GW Long in a Dale County rivalry. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
You're watching The Extra Point on WDHM, sponsored by Good Morning Mattress Center.
And welcome back. We head out to Dale County as the Warriors host the boys from Skipperville, GW Long.
That's right. Now, despite residing in the same county, these two teams have only met 12 times, splitting those games 6 apiece. So someone's got to take her differently tonight. It was homecoming. The Warrior Stadium is the fans packing that house for a good 2A versus 4A match. Of course, Warriors up first. QB Ethan Teal handed it off to LaKendrick Jordan, who's swings it left, right. Let's go down all the way to the end zone for the touchdown. Tripped up at the, actually no, he's tripped up at the 10 for a 40-yard gain, but later in the drive, they feed the hot hand, and it's Jordan again as he punches it through for 6 for the Warriors. Number 8 up 6. Rebels up next. Bryson Hughes. You know how he do it. He hews that ball over to Brian Brady as he hits the Jets going down the sideline and is brought down after a 20-yard pickup. On the next play, though, looking for the end zone. Hayes, Horn, in motion, gets the ball and is closing in to get close. Of course, Cam, the cameraman, almost gets swiped, and that drive would stall. So the Rebels settle for 3. Now Warriors ball again. Teal with a little play action, drops back and looking for you-know-who, Krista Ross, the Memphis, Tennessee commit for the huge game. The fans got their money's worth tonight. Dale County Warriors come on top 26-22. Now in another non-region battle, the Rehobeth Rebels returned home tonight looking to end a 3-game losing streak, hosting up.
Yeah, but the Bobcats, how about that? Have won 4 straight on their own. And here come those Rebels ready to defend home field as the cheerleaders open up us here in the game. And the faithfuls out there in Rehobeth land, we're making it happen here. First drive for Rehobeth, though. It's going to be a 4th and 1. And Terrell Townsend is shut down. So Opp would take over in plus territory. However, they wouldn't do anything with the ball. Their next drive, here's Gray Jennings from the gun. Heaving it deep, and he's going to find his man. That is Dada Stoudemire, one of the best names we have in the Wiregrass. That'll be a big first down for Opp. But the next play, bad luck here for the Bobcats. As Jennings thinks the snap's coming to him. It's a bad snap. It rolls around in the backfield, and the Rebels are going to fall on it. And just like that, Rehobeth looking like they are in position to take the lead, and it's going to be on that drive here as we're in the second quarter now. It's another 4th down. They're going to go back to Terrell Townsend on 4th down. This time he's going to pick it up through the air as he picks up about 10 yards right there. And that would lead to this later on in the game, a 1-yard score from their man, their halfback, Braden Hardy. He pounds his way in there. He fights for every single yard that he touches the rock. Rehobeth strikes first, 7-zip, but Opp would come out on top, 23-13. Well, now let's go to region rival for Headland, and the Headland Rams taking on Pike County.
Yeah, now this was quite the game, right? Big rock of the night. The Rams off to a 3-1 start to start the season. Now, construction night for in Headland, the Bulldogs to build the Bulldogs. First quarter, Jackson Williams decides to throw the ball right into the hands of Markellis. Runs it right back to the red zone. Just can't get it in. Rams, they're not happy. They are not happy. Diwan Williams drives it in to his Pike County, scores the touchdown. But get this, they missed the field goal. That's going to come into play later on. 6-0 Bulldogs cheer team having fun. Now things are getting heated and flags become, well, confetti. Rams head coach Reggie Milton, he's not liking it. Trying to get on to top, or trying to get to the bottom of it. Fans, construction still underway. The foundation isn't even done yet as second quarter, 4 minutes to go. Jackson Williams connects with Caleb Dozer, but even though they will go up 7-6, number 40, 4/10 of a second left in that game, and they couldn't put it through. So in a half, the Headland Rams go up 7-6. But get this, the following kickoff or a punt return and a following kickoff, they run it back for 6 and they come out top 18-13. Now to cap it off with show, the Dothan Wolves rocking and rolling, scored 57 points last week against Smith Station.
Yep, tonight Dothan returns home to take on 2-3 Baker out of Mobile. We picked this one up in the second half. Dothan's up 22-15, and they're going to add to it. This is Zach Walker getting through the D-line, and he's in to score. Wolves up by 14. And you know what happens in the Rip Hughes Stadium when they score a touchdown? We got ourselves a light show here. Here they come. Ooh. And the right light show looking like Alabama. It's one of the best things we have here in the Wiregrass. The student section rocking on homecoming night, and so is Rip Hughes as they're going bonkers out there for the Wolves. Baker would try to come back. This is Josh Flowers, big-time recruit offered by Alabama. Rolls out to his right, and he's going to take a shot down the field, and he's going to find his man who gets out of bounds after picking up about 45 yards. Baker in plus territory. Later on, though, the Wolves make their stand. Ezekiel Scott getting in the backfield right there and tackling down the ball carrier, dropping him for a loss on the play. To the fourth quarter we go. Flowers is going to be back in the gun, unable to evade the rush. The Wolves are going to get all over him. The ball is out, and the ref's getting in my shot right there, but that is a scoop-it score by Corian Walker, and he's going to go all the way up for a score. Wolves up 36-15. Hey, cameraman, we're trying to film some football. It doesn't matter. The Rip going crazy tonight. Dothan goes on to win this one 43-15. They are now 5-0.
Yeah, well, coming up next, we'll have the play of the night and all those scores you've been waiting for. Stay tuned. We're not done yet.
Play of the night, sponsored by Lewis Smith Supply Company.
Hey, welcome back. Play of the night, first quarter, 6-0. Daleville, Omari Pinkney keeps the ball and takes it to the outside for a 50-yard touchdown run. They come away with the win for the first time. For first 3 games in a while. If they could win 4 next week, it'll be the first time since 2017. And let's take a look at our scores. Mike?
All right, real quick, we got Lowndes and Abbeville Christian. Lowndes will go in and win that game. And then Ashford and Slocum. And a tight one. We'll have the highlights coming up next. Slocum taking the win there. And let's go to Ayrton and Strawn. A big one here. Ayrton pulls out the win, 28-14 in Early County, getting a 7-0 win over Mitchell County. So, yeah, the Extra Point on Facebook, the Overtime Show coming up right now. Go join us there.
That's right.
This is the Extra Point Overtime.
Welcome to another episode of the Extra Point Overtime. Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Austin Greenland.
And I'm Michael Rinker. We're going to kick things off like we do every week on this show. Game of the week, we have a little crosstown rivalry. Crosstown in a big way. 3A, Providence Christian taking the long road out to 1A, Elba.
That's right, but before we get to that, shout out to the Elliott Group for watching us right now. I just bought Andy Elliott's new book. I can't remember what it's called, but I paid a hefty amount for it, and I'm looking forward to reading it. Yeah, we do appreciate it. In fact, your old boy Danny was even on that squad, right?
Yep, so we got to make him proud tonight. Let's go ahead and get that Game of the Week bump. Let's go.
Game of the Week, sponsored by ENT Care.
All right, so this 3A versus 1A matchup was intriguing heading into tonight. How did it play out? Well, here come the Eagles, and how about the home team, the Elba Tigers? Boom and bang. Now, opening drive, Elba, Allen Henderson, ranked second in the nation, running straight through the hole, makes a couple of Eagles miss. Touchdown for the sophomore standout. Doesn't even take long to find the end zone. Now, later on the fourth, the goal inside the one. Henderson will flip his way. Woo, doing a little Smith thing there. His way in for another score. Second quarter, after executing 3 turnovers, it's Elba's ball, and Caden Atkins, big boy, taking it down the field. Man, that guy chews up more grass than 500 head of cattle. That means Elba up 20-0 as the Eagles fumble the kickoff return, setting up the Tigers. And, well, basically, Allen Henderson once again just kick the dust up into the end zone. What's the score now, Mike?
I believe it is 26-0 there.
Yeah, the Elba Tigers take this one eventually, 40-7.
All right, well, let's go up to Henry County. Abbeville Christian hosting Lowndes Academy. Last year, the Generals dropped this game by 35 points. Perhaps some revenge tonight. Well, let's go at it. Rebels quarterback Clayton Hussey on a rollout to the right side of the field. He hits Cooper Dansby right there, and he's got a bunch of space, and he's down the sideline and into the score for Lowndes Academy. And to be a long night here for Abbeville Christian here, as this time, Lowndes back on the ball. Hussey's going to hand it off to his man, Scott Stinson. A great name right there. Inside the 5-yard line, he waltzes in for another touchdown for Lowndes. The Generals, though, they're going to try to make something out of nothing here, get back in the game. Here they are, backed up in their own end zone, and that's not good news. That's a sack right there in the middle of your screen, which will result in a safety. Rebels having their way tonight against the Generals. Hussey spreading the ball to all of his guys. Andrew Myers right here in the back of the end zone, all by his lonesome. Abbeville Christian falls to Lowndes 50-19. Let's go just down the road a bit in Geneva. Slocum hosting the Ashford Yellow Jackets.
That's right. Now, these teams combined for just a 1 win, but tonight, that win might double, bearing a tie game to the Lights. Here we go. We joined this game with Slocum up 27-6 late in the first half. Slocum with the ball on the third down. Kate Burge rolling out and finding Jacob Spence on the sideline, who sheds a block or two, finds space, gets it out of the bounds. Ashford on offense. Will Hart. Lawrence takes the snap and finds Valon Birmingham down the field. Lawrence rolls out again to hit when he throws, launches this one into the Ashford suited section. I don't know where he was looking there, but Lawrence again rolling out to try to find an open man. Fires, but is broken up, and man, this Slocum defense just knows how to crack at him. Now let's go back to the Slocum offense, though. That ball's coming to us. It's come to us. Punts with lofts to Miller, but it's intercepted by Coy Paramore, who takes it back and out of bounds. Of course, Ashford would fight back, but not much left in there. Slocum takes that one 39-20. Now across the Wiregrass in Henry County, the Abbeville Yellow Jackets take on undefeated Houston Academy. But Houston Academy hasn't had the biggest, they haven't had to fight too many big teams so far. So this is a challenge for them.
Let's see. Well, Houston Academy, they're scoring on everybody right now. So this is a first for the Wiregrass. These two teams have never met on the field, so why not do it this year in Abbeville? Here come the Raiders taking the sting out of the Yellow Jackets. You want to say that. Quarterback Caden Mitchell, he hits Rod Jackson, and he's going to shake a defender and find his way all the way inside the 10-yard line here as the Raiders looking to strike first, and they're going to put the big play in Caden Mitchell's hands, as they always do. Looking like Patty Mahomes moving around the pocket, and he's going to find a man in the end zone. And guess who it is? It's Mr. Jackson with the passing touchdown. Raiders up 30-0 at this point on the fake handoff. It's going to be Mitchell rolling out to his right, and that spells trouble for Abbeville. This time he's going to find Mr. Knowles. He's going to make one man miss there and dive into the end zone. So not much to see here. Abbeville unable to crack much up against UCity Academy, 41-0. HA's 5-0 and rolling on.
Now the problem though with HA right now is I love those guys with their HA, but the problem with them, like I'm trying to say, is they haven't played too many stellar teams.
Well, they got a lot coming their way in the region. They got Opp and Strawn still in the docket. Opp looking really good winning tonight. Strawn dropping their first game of the season. So 3A Region 2. It's going to be interesting how the top three fill out. Then who's going to snag the 4th seed there?
We got to have at least one of those games. HA is Strawn or HA and Opp. That's got to be a game of the week.
Oh, for sure. We'll talk about that later. Because then you also got the big game in Dothan and Enterprise coming up in 2 weeks. So we'll have to talk about the rest of the season.
We should just call 20 different people and just have 30 people just out there doing on live. Well, from two teams who have never met to one of the oldest rivalries in the Wiregrass.
Geneva County taking on the boys of Geneva. The Panthers hold the all-time series 43-36. Austin, tell me how this one turned out.
Well, the Bulldogs come out here, the Geneva County Panthers come out there, and the next thing you know, Kaden Hudson's taking the snaps, right? Jose Martinez has got the ball and he's the old hook and ladder all the way down for a huge game. But later in that drive, Hutchins looks to throw a loss up to Prayer, because we got to give a prayer to that touchdown. Man, that one was sweet. Bulldogs 6-0, which got their fans on their feet. Geneva now gets the crack. Michael Moore gives it to Kinston Tolbert, but he's swarmed by a bunch of Bulldogs and they go right back at it. Geneva shaking and baking all the way to the left side as Noah Johnson gets the outside sideline. Woo, watch out. Cam, the cameraman, almost getting hit there. Late in that drive, though, Moore gets it to Johnson, who outruns a couple and plows his way into the end zone. Even the score at early 6, Geneva would go on to take this one to the thriller 40-33 over Geneva County. Well, the Daleville Warhawks, who we've talked a lot about, right? They've won their first game since 2019. If they can win tonight, it's the first time they've won 3 in a row, a winning streak, since the first 3 games in the 2019 season. Why do I keep saying 18 instead of 19? Anyway, let's take it right to them. Michael?
So they're playing Barber County tonight, who hasn't won a game in quite some time. So it looks everything's adding up right for Daleville. And here we go, Amarian Pickney. He's been a catalyst of Daleville's success on offense. And here you get him early on. That's a QB keeper on the option play. And number 8 is going to go for 6 this time, showing you why he was the WDHN's Extra Point Player of the Week this past week.
Yes, sir.
It's a 50-yard scamper touchdown. It's 13-0 in favor of the Warhawks. This time, Pickney's going to hand off to Leonardo Wynn. He's going to push through the Barber County defense. And number 1, he's going for 6 as well. He scores right there on a 30-yard score. It's 20-0 in favor of Daleville. And let's go back to Amarian Pickney, because why not? He's got to keep it, go out to the left, weave back into the center, make it 4 Barber County defenders missing some ankles right there, but he wasn't done there. He scores once again for another touchdown, and back to Wynn we shall go. Swats away some tacklers for a 55-yard score. Wynn and Pickney having a showcase game for Daleville, and it's now 34-0. Barber County, though, is going to try to get that offense going here as they're going deep over the middle of the field, and it's going to be Daleville's Brian Glosson intercepting that pass to put this one to sleep. Daleville sweeps Barber County 53-0. Another big win for the Warhawks, who just they can't do anything wrong right now.
No, and get this, if they win again 4 in a row, that's the first time since they've won 4 in a row since 2017. The last 4 games, they won the last 4 games of the regular season before losing in the postseason.
All right, well, from Daleville to Dale County, the Warriors hosting the boys from Skipperville, G.W. Long.
That's right. Despite residing in the same county, these two teams have only met 12 times, splitting those games at 6 apiece. So somebody's got to take the leverage tonight. It was homecoming, of course, at Warrior Stadium, and fans packing that house for that 2A versus 4A matchup. Now, Warriors up first. QB, Ethan Teal. Well, he knows how to hand it off to LaKendrick Jordan, who swings it left and right, weaving his way through traffic, picking up all that 40 yards of a gain, and he's dropped him off at the 10. Now, later in that drive, they feed that hot hand to, guess who? Jordan again, and he punches it in for 6, striking first. Now, Rebels up next. Bryson Hughes, well, you know what he likes to do. He likes to hew it over the lineman. Brady hits the Jets down the sideline. This kid bulldogging his way for a 20-yard pickup. On the next play, looking for the end zone. Hayes, forward, motion, gets the ball, and it's closing in. Ooh, cameraman, watch out. That drive would stall, though. They settle for 3, but Warriors ball again. Teal with a little play action here. Drops back, looks long, and guess who? That Memphis commit Christian Ross, you saw commit live on WDHN for the dime, baby, for the dime. Fans got their money's worth tonight. Dale County Warriors over GW Long Rebels 26-22. Now in another non-region battle, the Rehobeth Rebels, love and Rojo, right? They returned home tonight looking to end a 3-game losing streak, hosting a really tough Opp team.
Yep, speaking of tough, they've won 4 straight, showing you why, inching a 1-point win over Pike County last week. Well, here come the Rebels, ready to defend that home turf. Cheerleaders get us going. Here come the players right after that, and the fans were rolling deep out there in Rehobeth. Here on 4th and 1, Terrell Townsend's going to pick it up. However, Opp's defense has other plans for number 2. That is going to be a turnover on downs. However, Opp wouldn't do much with it. Their next drive brings up a 4th and short. And it's going to be a great play, great throw by Gray Jennings. He hits Dada Stoudemire for a huge first down for the Bobcats. However, the very next play would smell some bad things for the Bobcats. That's a bad snap. It gets under Jennings. Ooh. He's unable to find the ball, and the Rehobeth Rebels jump on it, taking back possession right there, Mr.
Jennings
Austin.
needs to go to take some ballerina classes, man. You see how he was
tiptoeing.
Yeah.
Well, here come the Rebels here on another 4th down. This time Townsend is out in space, and that's where they do damage with their 2. That is a first down for Rehobeth, and that would lead to some good things. Here they are inside the 3-yard line. They're going to give it to their man, Braden Hardy, who fights for every single yard on every single carry. This time going for pay dirt. Rehobeth strikes first 7-0. However, Opp would have a great second half, getting this win 23-13. Well, let's now go to a region rival of Rehobeth, the Headland Rams, welcome in those Pike County Bulldogs.
That's right, JJ Yarborough Stadium.
Yarborough,
right?
yeah.
Yarborough Stadium. I was there tonight. How do I not know the stadium?
It's a tough name, I'll give you that.
Oh my gosh. Well, the Rams would start to a 3-1 start to the season, right? And it's construction night in Headland. The Bulldogs, the scene, Bulldogs. My gosh. First quarter, Jackson Williams decides to throw the ball into the hands of you-know-who, Marcellus Hovney, who runs it back over to the red zone. And the Rams, well, they're not happy. Look at that mascot. He ain't happy.
Not at all.
He ain't happy. Yeah. Watch it. He don't want a part of it. Now, Dywall Williams gets the drive as Pike County scores the touchdown. But here's a key point. They missed a field goal. Number 40 looked like he was trying to kick with a cast on his foot. Right? Your team's happy. 6-0 Bulldogs. And things are just getting heated. Flags are becoming like confetti. Reggie Milton, the head coach of the Headland Rams, just trying to get the bottom of it. Construction still underway, though, as the foundation isn't even built yet because you know who Jackson Williams connects with our boy Caleb Dozier. The Rams go up 7-6. Here, 0.4 of a second, and they can't get it in, so Pike County goes down 7-6. But here's the problem. A punt return, and the following kickoff is a touchdown for a piece for Pike County in the second half. And they go on to win this one 18-13, a heartbreaker for Reggie Milton. They've had a hard time closing games.
Oh, yes, indeed.
They have. They very much have. Well, the Wolves rocking and rolling, of course, scoring 57 points last week against Smith Station. And tonight,
Dothan returns home to Rip Hughes Stadium, taking on 2-3 Baker out of Mobile. We're going to pick this one up here in the second half. Dothan up 22-15, and adding to it, that's Zach Walker going to extend the Wolves' lead as he gets in. And this offense is one of the hardest to film because they run the wishbone of sorts. You never know who's got the ball. There, Walker scoring the touchdown. It's 29-15, and we got ourselves a light show out at the Rip Hughes Stadium. The fans are loving it as they're lighting up the Hornets, and they're lighting up the student section right there, all sorts of neon colors. Well, Baker has a big-time recruit in their quarterback, Josh Flowers here rolling out to his right. He even hit deep. What a beautiful ball this is as he connects with his man. And Baker gets inside of Wolves territory. Beautiful. However, Flowers are beautiful, and so is that throw. Well, the Wolves are going to make their stand. This is Ezekiel Scott getting in the backfield and dropping the running back for a loss on the play. So we go to the fourth quarter here. Still 29-15 in favor of the Wolves. And Flowers can't avoid the Wolves rush. And that's a loose football. And guess who's on it? This is going to be a scoop and score for Corian Salter. And Dothan goes up 36-15. Did I mention Rip Hughes Field was rocking tonight? Rip Hughes Stadium, I apologize. That is not the field name. There it is, a full crowded house. I think this is the most packed game I've ever been to for a Dothan football game. And they go on to win this one 43-15. It was homecoming night, by the way. Great night in the Circle City. Dothan 5-1.
Rip Hughes Stadium, for the sheer fact I've been to, I don't know how many flag football games there. Northside Methodist Knights play there as well. That is amazing how packed that was. The environment, that's one thing you got to love about going to Enterprise. That is a packed, great environment. Well,
the 7-8 schools.
When we come back, we'll have our play of the night. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned.
Yep, well, stay tuned. Listen to Pump.
Play of the night, sponsored by Lewis Smith Supply Company.
We're coming back with it? Oh, my gosh.
You're not done yet. This is social media. There's no commercials, at least yet.
Oh.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our play of the night here, Austin. It's Omarion Pinckney. We're big fans of this guy. You've probably seen him a bunch on our newscasts, and this is why. Because he gives you 50-yard runs just like that, and it's so easy for him. And Daleville got a huge win tonight, so there's your play of the night. Let's go ahead and get to some scores we weren't able to show you highlights from tonight. We'll start back at a recap of this. Lions and Abbeville Christian. Abbeville Christian dropped in this one 50-19.
Now, Ayrton at Strong, who we've already talked about, Strong being that one big one to look for. Purple Cats, the Purple Kitty Eaters, as I like to say, 28-14 over Strong. Man,
how about an undefeated Early County team extending it in the slimmest of margins? A low-scoring game here, 7-0, taking down Mitchell County.
Now, Cottonwood at Graceville, a team out of Florida, of course.
Cottonwood picked up that win pretty big.
Yeah, 56-6. Oof. But Kingston and Goshen, if it's in the ocean, it's Goshen, right? 63-19 over the Kingston Bulldogs, who had a stellar season last year. It's unfortunate that they're already only 1 of 4 this season.
Rudy Free will get it back on track. Well, how about Sampson, just down the road from Kinston at Florala in Covington County? The Wildcats getting the better of the Tigers, 28-14.
And Pleasant home at Zion Chapel. Well, let's just say the Eagles aren't going home pleasant, all right? 28-19, Zion Chapel takes it, which is a big for Zion Chapel, being their second win.
Back-to-back, too, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at some matchups that you can see here on the Extra Point next week. We got Dale County and Slocum is there. Keep it rolling. Prattville and Enterprise, a big 7A matchup right there.
Yeah, and hey, a couple of big 7A matchups, of course, are Dothan and Phoenix City, and Enterprise hosting Prattville. Now, Prattville gave Dothan a fight early, was it 2 weeks ago, I believe? So that'll be a great one to look for. Northside Methodist at Providence Christian.
Circle that one. It's the Circle City showdown of the private schools there, both residing in Dothan.
Definitely. Well, that's all the time we got for our final episode, or for the final episode, of course, of the Extra Point Show tonight. Join us right back here next Friday night. Mike, what should they do?
Go ahead, vote for team of the week. The coaches will do that. Player of the week, you'll see it on his Twitter. Plug it real quick.
Yeah.
Your Twitter. What's your Twitter account?
What's my Twitter? Oh, yeah. Greenland_WDHN.
All right, and then go to our website, vote for cheer and band of the week, so then this guy can pay y'all a visit, give you guys some certificates. We want to see you guys show us support. We'll show you support, and we'll give out some winners.
That's right. Hey, always make gains. Always continue to step forward in everything you do. We love y'all. We love you, Wiregrass. Mike, what do we got left to tell these people?
We'll see you next Friday. How about that? Enjoy your weekend. Watch some college football.